Ladies and gents, girls and boys, how you doing? Danny Stewart here for BassJapanDirect.com with another quick naked sound review. And this time we're on this beautiful old Camel from the 70s. And as you can hear, it sounds great. It's actually a beautifully made instrument. You've got an all-in-one maple neck. I don't think that's walnut. I don't know what the skunk stripe wood is. It's kind of light. If it is walnut, it's a very light piece of walnut. And you've got an added series parallel switch on this. And I think everything's original apart from the switch and the neck plate. It was missing its neck plate when I got it, so they just directly screwed the neck onto the body with no neck plate when I got it in. But I had this neck plate. It's actually Cosmo black in color. So it's not the original neck plate, but apart from that, it's absolutely excellent. Plays great. Plenty of life left in the truss rod neck. The frets look very clean. They're low profile frets, but they seem to be in very good condition. There's a lot of life left in them yet. I remember another brand that had low profile frets was what was it called? Joe D. God knows how they come up with these names, but this you might be wondering about Camel, because yeah, it's another one of these Japanese brand names after an animal. They had other ones like Gibbon. Yeah, but actually, when you think about it, Gibbon, that was done intentionally because it sounds like Gibson, and the decal, they copied the Gibson typeface. So it's just purely to sound like Gibson and look like Gibson, and they made copies of Gibson instruments too. At that time, it's a very short-lived brand, just like Camel was as well, and it was also a Kyowa Shokai brand. Kyowa Shokai is the largest musical instrument distributor in Japan. It still is to this day. They're responsible for they distribute Gretsch over here in Japan, and they deal with Charvel Jackson as well. And they have they're actually still building Charvel over here in Japan. They've got some sort of relatively mid to high end market instruments over here, which are pretty decent, I might add. And they're made at the they have a factory down in Kobe, I think, which is near Osaka, and yeah, they're making Gretsch guitars and drums. They're making this drum brand called Sakai. They make Tama as well, as far as I know, among many other guitar brands as well. So it's a huge. That's a huge factory, that one is, and they also work with many other factories around the country. Shushingaki. They've worked with Fujigen, of course, and they've worked with Matsumoto in the past as well. So this Camel Journey bass is one of Kyowa Shokai's early brands. From the mid-70s, and why they called it Camel, I have no idea, because there are no humps on this bass. But my only thinking is that it could be because Camel cigarettes back then were perceived as cool, and people in Japan liked Camel cigarettes and smoked Camel cigarettes. and the decal uses a very similar typeface to Camel cigarettes. So, although Camel cigarettes did not, endorse this at all, they probably never even knew about it. But I think that's what they were trying to do. They're trying to use it as a marketing ploy. It's interesting, isn't it? I don't know how well it worked. Obviously not very well because the brand is not around anymore. But the Camel brand was one of their higher end brands. The other brand they did was Fresher, which started out as a low entry level brand, lower price, sort of starting around 30,000 Japanese yen, whereas Camel was starting at about 50,000 Japanese yen. Like this particular instrument would have been about 60,000 yen back in its day. And it's a really good build. And to one of the clear markers of one of the higher end lawsuit era basses or guitars is that they have the logo embossed into the tuning pegs. And these particular tuning pegs are very similar to the Araya tuning pegs too, in that they have the torque adjustment sleeve on them. Tokai also had very similar sorts of tuners too. Wow, sounds great, doesn't it? And this has an older body, by the way, and it's quite light. It looks like older. I could be wrong. It might be something else. It looks like older. This appears to be 4 pieces, so it's been joined in a few places. It's not that obvious, but you often got that on these old lawsuit era instruments, and it plays like an absolute dream. Let's go into parallel now. So yeah, it's got a very nice, clear, brittle, and sort of glassy sound in parallel, and then a thicker, more aggressive, barkier tone in series. Let's now play with the tone all the way down and just palm mute, see how that. Bit of finger style. Of course, you can still change between now parallel. And then we'll add a little bit of tone halfway. Aggressive sort of bite and growl to it, which is really nice. parallel. You can really dig in. Really giving it some shit there, and it's not bumming out. Yeah. That's really nice. Anyway, that's enough. I think you get the idea. It plays great. It sounds great. It's got the added tonal possibilities because of having the series parallel switch, and it's a CAMEL, for God's sake. So you know, you can journey on it, or I don't know what the concept is. The CAMEL Journey bass. Either way, I love it. Very nice. But watch out, because it spits. Woo! We'll just edit it out there.